Hey Addicts, welcome back. We're here to talk about Love is War, episode 10. And man, I love this episode, so we're going to get right into it. So this is actually a direct continuation to the last episode that we got with Miyuki being at Shinomiya's house and him sleeping in her bed when she was in a fever dream. And so it's kind of like, going off of the repercussions of that. Of course, there's a lot of tensions. Even like the first skit we get is like she won't forgive. So we get to see like their president of like the school or whatever brings them cake for, I guess, being like good job. But they only bring 2 cakes. And at the time, both it's the president, vice president, and Ishigami. So it's kind of like Ishigami takes the first one because the president, insists, and then we get to see Shinomiya is like, "Oh, here, president, you take it," and Miyuki's like, "No, you take it," and then it goes back and forth, and you slowly see Ishigami, just dive into despair when it goes from like 5 minutes, 20 minutes to an hour of them just being like this, and so that leads to. And I'll show that there. That leads to Ishigami going to get the secretary to kind of calm the storm that's going on. So she's able to calm them down, and it's kind of subverted for a little bit. But then we get to see that both of them do something that's probably necessary, but also kind of stupid. They go and get advice from people about the situation that they've kind of put themselves in. And this is actually kind of funny because the president, he goes to Ishigami, which, I love Ishigami in this whole episode. Just his, like, views and, like, how he, like, expresses it. He's, like, very passionate about I love it. It's, there's definitely a lot of good points that he makes. There's a little bit of, like, I guess you could call fourth wall breaking. So I really like that. On, the flip side, Shinomiya, she goes to get advice from the one chick she was helping with her relationship, but both of them do make a mistake, and it's the same mistake, and it's saying I'm asking for a friend, which obviously is a terrible terrible strategy. Miyuki has it a little bit better. He kind of shrugs it off, as like, yeah, I wouldn't be that cliche with Ishigami, but Shinomiya, no, it doesn't work out for her. So we know that, the girl knows that she's talking about herself. And basically you get down to the root problem of she's not upset that he did, climb into her bed. She's upset that he didn't do anything when he was in her bed. Yeah, it's a little screwed up, but I mean, I can kind of get it. Because she feels like, I guess that, she's not appealing enough for him to try anything. So that's on her side. On his side, it's more of like, he told her that he didn't do anything, and he's like, I'm actually guilty because I kind of did something, but it's nothing, like, severe. But, that leads to them making up, and it's actually a really a cute way that they play off of each other in that. I really like it. You're seeing that their relationship is becoming more open, I guess you'd say, or their feelings in a sense. It's kind of one of those things where it's like, I feel like they're, in both their minds, they're like, oh yeah, we don't know, but it's actually out there. But one thing that's highlighted, which I don't know if it's going to amount to anything, but we do get to see that there was a passerby that kind of saw the whole thing go down when they made up. So don't know if that's going to play into the future, but that leads into the final skit that we see. Summer vacation is, like, I guess, officially started, and they're talking to one another about what their plans are. Of course, the secretary, in the past episode was like, "Oh, we need to do something all together. We should do this." And after everything went so well, and like the last 2 skits, Miyuki, the president, he was like, "Hey, are we still doing something together?" You're like subtly asking that, and the secretary's like, "Nope, I'm going to like Hawaii." And so she's having her whole thing. The secretary's great in that whole skit. But we get to see that, eventually, there is some like stop and go of like, if they're gonna get together and do something over the summer vacation, and like blossom more of their relationships or keep them. And I love though that like, Miyuki, as much as he's like madly in love with Shinomiya, that he's still a bro. He still helps out Ishigami, who is like, you guys are probably going to be busy like getting ready for college next year. This might be my only time to like, you know, hang out and actually be sociable. And he's like, I really wish that I could do that this summer. So, you know, both him and, you know, later on Shinomiya, they were like, hey, we should, you know, focus on giving you a good time. So, but that actually leads out for it being the better that they are gonna go. I think it was like the beach or some like carnival thing. I can't remember which one they decided on, but yeah. So I guess next episode, let's see, this is episode 10, right? Yeah. So we have probably 2 more episodes. I don't know exactly if they're gonna stretch out that little meeting for both those episodes, or if they're gonna, you know, do the meet up that they said in the next episode, and then, you know, maybe after that we get to see something else. But you know, I guess we'll have to wait and see. But with that being said, really loved this episode. I mean, this show has been great throughout. I mean, I know I've been saying that every week that we come back for a video, but it's just, yeah, I just love it. It's got some great development throughout the season, and in this episode particularly, I think you know, it's kind of odd because we've had a confession, sort of, between both of them in the past. Not really, you know, but sort of. And in this one, I feel like it's not another confession, but it's more of like, I don't know, I guess you could just know that like the appeal is to, I don't know what I'm trying to say, but you know, like you can definitely tell that their relationship is getting closer. So I'm anxiously awaiting to see if they're going to get together by the end of the season, or if they're going to, you know, play on this back and forth a little bit farther. But that's all I got to say. Really enjoyed the episode, and I can't wait to see it finish out. This is actually one of the shows that I've loved throughout in a little while. I mean, well, you know, there's plenty of other shows that I think are great and, you know, on the same quality. It's just that I think I've been really happy with this so consistently that it's just standing out way more to me. So, with that being said, if you haven't checked out, you know, the rest of this season, or maybe you like skipped on an episode, you know, go back and watch it, because this has been really good. But anyway, guys, that will be all for this video. I'm sorry that things are getting pushed back to like the end of the week. That's not, you know, it's just been busy around here. And hopefully Michael will be here when we do the full review, because we are planning on doing a full review of the entire season as a whole and not just the last episode. So be sure to check that out, because we're going to be doing that with not only this one, but the other stuff we've been covering. And I'll just see you guys later. Peace, Addicts.